Hi, welcome to the Stockinette Zombies. I'm Amy, also known as Jane Itma.
And I'm Megan, also known as Just Run It. And this is episode 188. Last week we said 188, but we were just kidding. Ha 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 ha. It's 188 for real this time. Okay. I always feel so funny, like, talking about myself in the third person when I do the show notes. I put Megan and Amy say this is episode 188. They're wrong. It is 187. So this one's going to be great.
Okay.
Even though the last one that we said was 188.
Okay.
It'd be great. Hey, could you
Settle, sir.
just figure out a place you want to be?
How was your week?
Crazy. So we are recording late this week, and I will take full responsibility. We have in town, the Mayo Clinic does a conference called the Individualizing Medicine Conference, and as part of my job, I got to attend, and it was crazy. It's like 7 o'clock in the morning till 5 o'clock at night, and then there were dinners and work that still needed to be done, even when I wasn't in classes for 10 hours a day. It was just, yeah, it was a lot. I came home and went to bed, basically, because I was brain full, body tired from standing and learning, but that's over, and I'm hoping to continue to attend in my new job. So I guess next September I'll be telling you something soon.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm. Maybe I'll actually understand some of the stuff a little bit more next year. But yeah, lots of things. I thought I knew about bioinformatics and genomics, and there was just I hadn't even, it wasn't even a drop in the bucket in what I knew, which is to be expected when you get a new subject matter area. But like, yeah, genomics doesn't even like the human genome doesn't even encompass all the stuff that they're doing. So there's metabolomics and.
Fascinating.
Yes, I thought it was fascinating.
Well, it is.
It is. I mean, it's the future of healthcare. So that's exciting.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
In my world, we started the Whole Life Challenge.
Woohoo!
So we are eating very clean, and I should have grabbed a water before we started recording.
Drinking lots of water.
Yep, drinking lots of water, and it's going well. Had a lot of participants. My team is 54 people.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Boom! Representing.
So we are.
Clean zombies.
Yeah, we're doing well. I have determined, not announced yet, what the first prize drawing will be for. And a lot of people have hit the mark, so no worries, but keep playing the game.
I'm at the edge of my seat. What is this prize? Should I have signed up to be a clean zombie?
I have a bag that has little chihuahuas on it, and then some Dancing Dog Dye Works yarn.
What?
That I'm going to be giving away.
Fantastico.
So,
how many of these challenges are there?
Well, I don't know if every challenge is going to get a prize.
Oh, okay.
And I have like these captain's challenges. So here's the layers. I am the person who got the team together. I'm going to be offering up prizes. They're just kind of random number generated, but they're based on playing the game. So I get a subset of the people who are on my team based on these items, and they're a secret. You just play the game, and I'll just determine what gives me, a subset. And so this first one has got a large subset, so only a few people missed the mark, and we will be randomly drawing, cutting up names, putting them in the bag, and drawing a name. I think I'll have Lucy help me. And then I'll be sending off that package, but then the other challenges is that Captain says, this week try a new recipe or food. And so those are my challenges that are above and beyond the Whole Life Challenge. But that's just to give somebody something else to motivate them. So, a lot of these things you can kind of get to where it's like, well, I ate eggs and broccoli, this week. Like, it's like, no, explore. There's a lot of food out there that's able to be eaten on the Whole Life Challenge, and let's explore what all these foods are and find something new that we like to eat.
Mm-hmm.
And then, it's going well. I've only missed 1 point so far because I had a work lunch and it had cheese on it. And I was like, oh, that's 1 point. What else? I don't know. I've been working on this sweater a lot. So, oh, Scouts. Thanks for the advice on how to sew patches on. I did staple his numbers on tonight because I didn't get around to sewing them yet. So I was like, well, this will help for later when I actually sew them on, and they'll be attached for your meeting today. So he went and got a book and popcorn packets.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. So there's a lot to take in.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had another soccer practice this evening. It went really well.
Yeah. Real life has been
Lots.
taken over my life. We're doing swim lessons. We've got Cub Scouts. We've got Girl Scouts. We've got tennis. We've got, yes, real life. I've just now begun to realize that my life is not my own.
Yes.
Between work and the kids and trying to figure out when we can record. The birthday kits are going to be fabulous this year, but they have been quite the adventure in ordering. I was just showing Amy, we're kind of not artsy craftsy. We're assembling something to go into the kit, and we needed some component parts, and I requested one of the component parts, and a company shipped me 10,000 of the component parts. So I got this huge box in the mail, and I was just like, somewhere down the line, if we just throw these out, somebody is going to come along and ask me to pay for these. So gotta track down why they sent me 10,000 rather than one, and they don't work, and certain things got shipped to places in Michigan instead of Minnesota, and dealing with getting it's been an adventure, but I'm super excited about it. All of this to say, we're super excited about the birthday kids.
Component part.
Yeah.
It was a challenge on my end, and then she picked up the ball and ran with it, and then she had all these challenges. Yeah. It was just like, oh,
we got to
goodness,
share
can we catch a break here?
Yep. But it's going to be fabulous.
Yeah.
We know the yarn is fabulous. We know the bag is fabulous. I love both of our patterns.
Yeah, our target ship date might have to change a little bit.
Yep.
But only within a week.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty
still
sure.
October.
Yeah.
Which was the rough guideline by which we gave. It'll still be our birthday month. Speaking of which, we had talked through but have not finalized the birthday weekend in Stillwater being the weekend after Halloween. So the 7th of November, is that right? So we'll be contacting the crossings in Stillwater again to see whether or not they've got availability, and are kind of looking at that if you're somebody local and have gone to the zombie runaway that we do to help celebrate our birthday in Stillwater.
Yeah. Or if anybody has any ideas, because we're kind of outgrowing a little bit. Like, I think last year was a challenge to get everybody in one spot.
We just need to book the classroom space or something.
Yes, exactly.
What else is going on? We've got the Posh KL going on in September. September's almost over, which blows my mind. 20 days till Rhinebeck. Not that I'm counting or have a countdown app or have thought about it daily. And that's going on in September and October. We've got the Nishiki Goi, I believe is how I was saying goo, but Nishiki Goi. socks drawing that's coming up, self-striping, and then I mentioned all kinds of fun KALs that are going on right now with the pigskin and getting ready for Socktober and all kinds of funness. Funness abounds. We are both getting into color work mode, apparently.
Yeah.
Or you entered and exited it quickly.
I'm almost done.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't feel that quickly, but you know.
Mm-hmm. So you're mostly finished object. Did you have any more in your in Administrati to speak about?
No.
I didn't either.
We're good.
Yeah, good.
I don't have any finished objects.
Okay, I have mostly finished objects.
Okay,
and we have like a.
I guess I do. I made this little thing for the jar I've been drinking my water out of.
Fun. What's the yarn?
I don't know. I believe it came from Hawaii.
Oh, okay.
But I don't remember anything about the yarn itself.
Okie doke.
It's been bald for at least 6 months.
Okay. Those cakes never go bad. I have a mostly finished object and a hoe. So those don't really count. I did finish my prototype design, but it is for the birthday kits, but it is out of the yarn that is shipping with the birthday kits, so I can't even do like Amy's super cool folded over and show you the pretty yarn, because then it would be revealing something. It would be a reveal, and while you may enjoy that, others may not. So my hoe, I'm super happy with how the color blocking worked out on this. That's just alternating two ends of a 2-stripe. Look at Chaz. I go get it. A 2-striper from Dancing Dog Dye Works in an MCN. My son apparently loves long socks, but is getting impatient. So I put it on him, and I'm like, that's not long enough, Dexter. And he's like, because it didn't go up to his knee. It was like mid-calf, or not, mid-calf, like up here. And, but that's long enough, Mom. It was like, okay.
Sold.
Yeah, we walked down to Cherry Berry so that I could finish it up, and he's been doing better with his behavior at school. And while we were walking down there, this has been my story of the week. Everybody that's ran into me at work has heard this. While we were walking down there, I asked him, Dexter, what do you think you're going to be when you grow up? And he said, I want to do what Grandma does. And I was thinking, like, how does Dexter even know that my mom like worked in healthcare and whatever? I'm like, so what do you think it is that Grandma does? Well, she doesn't go to work. So my son wants to be retired when he grows up. Like my mom. I was just like, sweetie, she worked for a while, and then, like a long while, and then she's retired now. Oh, I just want to go right to the not working part. He's a smart kid. And then he asked me, like, what did you think you were going to be when you grew up? And I was like, well, they didn't have really computers. I mean, they had the Apple Pets and whatever. So to say that I was going to do that when I grew up would have been like a goofy thing to say. Right? But yes, my 6-year-old first grader gonna be retired when he grows up. I hated to break it to him. He wasn't like gonna come into any money.
No.
He's not gonna be able to live off of me. So my mostly finished object, ends are woven in. Sorry, Chaz. Sleeves are complete. Sleeve completo. They are not matching sleeves, which made them infinitely more interesting to knit. But I get to pick up stitches along this edge and knit an I-cord, and then when you get up to these sections, you leave loops in the I-cord so that you can button it. But I mentioned on Instagram, when I look at this, I see Rainbow Bright because it's color striped thin cuff. I actually like that they don't match because the sides don't match. Like this side has vertical and this side is horizontal, and it's just going to be fabulous. It's not been blocked. But what would you do if you were me as far as this I-cord. I was thinking gray, just because this is gray on that side. But because I've got lots. Got almost a whole skein of this, which might become a vacillate.
No.
I've got the gray that I was using as the contrast. I've got the dark gray that would match the ribbing. And then I've got what the cuffs and the hem is done out of.
So what did they do?
It doesn't recommend a color. It just says to select one. And it looks like they did the one that matches the, see, it looks kind of like that white.
Oh, okay.
And then I have to get some buttons.
Interesting. Or is it this color?
The contrast? I don't know.
Because their contrast looks similar to their.
I don't know that I would like. I don't know. I'm
Because
leaning.
I mean, you have this line here,
Yeah,
so it would kind of.
I'm heavily leaning towards
Okay.
matching the gray.
Okay.
But you are way better at color coordination than I am, so I thought I would ask you.
I no on the green.
Yeah.
No on the blue.
One of these two?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a little mini mall of that too. I don't know. I might be just asking for trouble if I tried to make a vacillate out of my leftovers, because you'd get random stripes and you might not have enough of the dark gray to finish a stripe and whatnot, and it might drive me insane.
You
But
would have to be very zen about it.
I
and just
would,
knit
and
it.
or very meticulous, like one end of the spectrum, like weigh every round. And but yes, I'm looking forward to having that done, but have not had the gumption to pick up all the stitches and do the I-cord. Yes, gumption's a fun word.
Well, you would just do the I-cord as you go, right? It's not.
No, you pick it up here. You can do it on an applied one, but the way there's two options in the pattern. You can do pick up the stitches and then do the applied up and then skip and whatever, or you can just knit one separately and sew it on. And I'm not a sew it on person. I like the.
Okay. But you can't just apply the I-cord as you're picking up stitches.
You mean pick up a head?
Like you said, picking up all these stitches, and it's like, well, wouldn't you just apply the I-cord on it as you go? So you're just starting that I-cord down here. You're not picking up all these stitches.
The pattern is written either you do it, you pick up all of them, and then you start back down here and you knit two together on the edges and do it applied to the stitches you picked up. Which I like it because it's more meticulous, because you have better control. Like you've seen that you've picked up a similar number here as you did here, and
Okay.
I'm not a hand sewer.
Okay. Well, I guess I just would like think about ease of getting going. And I just would rather just do the I-cord edge. And I suppose if I hated it after like 6 inches, I'd just rip it all out.
Yeah. Yep. But yes, I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. But gotta get that on there. And I could wear it like this. All good things to say about it. It got to feel like a lot of a slog when you were doing this big shawl collar that wrapped around and included a lot of the body. The sleeves seemed to go quick. Weaving in ends, if that is not your forte, this is not your this is not your cardigan, as I wove it a bajillion. A bajillion ends were woven in. And that's a mostly finished object. Do you have a mostly finished object there?
I do.
Did you document for posterity?
Not a whole
The
lot.
steeking?
No, not in any sort of, I put this picture of my steeking on Instagram a little bit, but not the actual cutting of it, just the sewing of the steeking. I think that next time I'm going to use a crochet hook and like a small contrasting color, like a smaller weight yarn, and do that instead, because I think a lot of the trouble with the sewing, one, I didn't use a contrasting color, and I should have. That was the dumbest thing right there. But
Because you couldn't see whether or not you caught the yarn.
Well, and I caught the yarn. I mean, the sewing part does do that for you, but when you cut it, you have to be on the other side of the steek. And there was a point where I had moved a step away from where I had steeked or done the reinforcement, and I ended up getting unreinforced stitches. And they seemed reinforced for a while, and then they started falling apart. And I was like, what's going on?
Did you freak out? I freaked out.
A little bit.
Okay.
But then I was, looking at it going, what did I do wrong? And I figured out, like, oh, yeah, I just moved, again, if it was a contrasting color, I would have seen it. And then the other thing is I wouldn't have had to have been so, like, I don't know, squinting in the dark about sewing it, too. It felt like, I'm sewing black on black.
Or dark navy on dark
yeah. navy. It was bad. But, lesson learned. I think that going forward it shouldn't be too much of a...
I understand doing the color work in the round, and I understand that knitting stockinette in the round is like super zoom easy. But do you think it saved you the amount of time that you used on steeking it if you had knit it flat? The speed with which you were able to knit stockinette in the round, did that at all make you get ahead when you have to factor in steeking? I mean, I know you end up
I'm not an experienced steeker, so I suppose, it
was an experience.
Like anything, if you are a master at dicing vegetables, it's like, boom, it's done. And me, I'm dicing vegetables, and it's like, it's the slowest thing possible. So I think that, being an inexperienced steeker really handicapped me on that question.
Sorry.
Like, no, I really don't.
Hard-hitting questions here.
At this point, no, I wouldn't say it was worth it.
Yeah. Well, and, cardigan is it's a different beast.
Yes. I've done color work in the round on a garment that wasn't a cardigan, and, I didn't have to do all this mess, and it was great. So, yeah, and it is a mess, and it's never clean, the steek, so you have to cover it up with something, or tuck it, or sew it.
Or be zen about it.
Or, well, yeah, true. I have heard of people who just let the steek be all inside the garment. I can't do that.
I've seen recently somebody was French braiding their ends on something, and I thought, that looks kind of neat. Like, I think I would be able to look at that and be like...
Oh, yes. Like the inside of like a color work that kept changing color. Yeah, I've done that. That actually doesn't bother me.
Yeah, and you wouldn't be able to do that in this instance.
Yeah, because if it's open a little bit, you could see all of this rough edges, and I don't think that I'd like that. But if it was hidden inside the garment, and I wouldn't be turning it, and people wouldn't be seeing the inside. But I plan on wearing this as an open cardigan a lot, so...
Flash in her ends.
Yes. I still have that one garment with all those ends. They are still ends, and I wear it.
Oh, the kind of retro.
Yes. That one. Oh, there's still hundreds hanging off of it, and I swear I've spent hours.
So I take back my weaving in ends. I mean, that obviously had a lot more than my, 6 every couple of stripes.
Oh, it was bad.
Woo.
There was probably some trick to making that easier, but I didn't know it at the time.
The pockets make it so usable. I love the pockets on that.
Yes, yeah, and I just noticed that this part's pulling more than I would like, so I need to like tuck a stitch in there too. Damn it! Don't
tack it down.
Yeah, don't like little fixes coming up right at the last minute. But so I'm 50% done. So this side,
everybody clap for Amy.
Yay.
She steeped a sweater, yo.
I did. And it wasn't horrible. The steeking and all of that, it's just all the cleanup afterwards that's just really, like,
the fuzziness on the inside, that would drive me a little batty. But you got it. And you put the band on already.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Oh yeah. I mean, the knitting is done. It's just that the pockets the sides of the pockets had to be sewn down, and then you had to weave in all the ends, make sure that the steek was clean enough that you could put your gross grain ribbon on it, and that needs to be bought and put on. But that's like with the buttons. I mean, that's if the sweater was like this without buttons or gross grain, I could still wear it. So I'm calling that done. The finishing touches, the extra mile, that will be later.
Do you have some underarm stitches?
Yes. So I have to graft that shut, and I have just a touch, 3 here and a few here, and I will be done.
Done. Dun, dun,
So this will be done. Hopefully I will have been able to shop. I think shopping for the ribbon's going to be the hardest
buttons
part of this. Yeah.
Gonna go. You wouldn't want them to be contrasty. You would want them to match. You want the color to shine.
And I think that navy wouldn't be that hard to get, so I'm just going to go to Joann's.
Okay.
But the ribbon, on the other hand, I'm hoping they have something that it's suitable, because I don't want to have to go hunting.
Something geometric.
I don't want to have to hunt for that either.
Kind of a geometric, stripy. You get some stripes.
Well, even if
here.
they just had a nice navy or tan or pink, I would put that in there. Like plain.
I'm thinking extravagantly, but yes, I'm sure they've got just navy, right?
They have to.
It's gotta be a thing.
I hope. Right?
It's gotta be a thing.
So, yeah, and this will need a little blocking because it's, it's the go with the smaller needle size and whatnot.
Yeah, I have some blocking to do on my winter wheat as well.
So yeah, it's nearly done, and hopefully, mostly next time it will be a lot closer to done.
Let's both wear ours next week. How about that?
Okay, I'll try my best. And if next week is Sunday, it's not happening.
Yeah, that's true. A couple days from now,
Yeah.
we would normally be recording.
And
what else you got?
I have my punchette. It's got the second ball added, and I've worked it down a little bit, but not a whole lot.
Are you just going until you run out, or?
I have another ball that's gray, a darkish gray, and I want to add that in somehow, and I haven't decided yet. So I'm going to when the pattern says it needs to stop, and then I'm going to decide what to do.
I really like the heather of that yarn. I think I've mentioned it before.
Yeah, I have 4 more repeats of this pattern along the side, which is the cable turn is the marker of the thing. So 4 more, and I will have the punchette, and then I'll decide if I want it to be closer to poncho.
Does it keep increasing? Keeps getting
bigger?
Yep,
just on the one side.
Okay.
So obviously that makes it all over get bigger, but the increases are only on the side.
Really pretty.
Yeah, and I think it's designed to have a little bit of a cowl action on top, because it doesn't get wide enough for your shoulders until much later in the design. So.
This is going to be super light too.
Yes, and warm, and it's what I wanted to do with this yarn. I wanted it to be more of a blankety type of item. And I wasn't sure if I just wanted that to be a big stole or what, and this punchette was at Shepherd's Harvest on a mannequin, and bought the pattern right then and there. It wasn't this yarn, but the pattern itself was just perfect. That's what I want. And so that's that.
And you're doing that for the posh
Yes,
zombie.
that's our posh zombie kale. Yes. And I did some more determination on what my Nanny Swimo project is going to be. I picked the yarn, and I just got to go buy it. Because I have my frequent points at Hank and Pearlio. 20% off, yo.
Cool.
So, and then the Vaseline hasn't gotten much love because the sweater is getting done. And that takes a lot of time. Plus, the coaching and the scouting and the...
Yep.
just
The real lifing.
that real lifing, it gets in the way, doesn't it?
Yes.
And I also worked on our birthday kit pattern in the yarn, and it's in the bag, so I can't show any of it.
Oh, yes, so fantastic. I love that yarn. I love it, I love it, I love it. I can't wait until everybody else can love it too.
And we woven ends on that little jar hole. It just goes around this jar. It's a 12-ounce jar. So, that's it.
I have a toe. I'm doing these complimentary so this one had a gray toe and a solid stripe, and then went into the light blue section, and then it's going to be the opposite on this one. But I thought it would be fun. And I worked a lot on my Vacillate, and I had to put it down and tell myself that I needed to work on my Rhinebeck sweater, because this does not have a deadline. Rhinebeck sweater has a Rhinebeck deadline of 20 days from now. I think I can get the I-quota in 20 days.
You hope so.
Yeah, these skeins are like the skeins that never end. Like,
yeah.
they still seem so substantial to me. And then I've already got 1, 2, 3, 4. So, pretty sure that it's going to be a pretty sizable stole when it gets done. You had decreased the number of repeats, and I had thought about that would have been nice to make sure that this was super long, but I think I'm going to have enough to make it super long either way. Super loving the contrasto of the green with the fuzziness of the brown, and the yak, the Bijou Basin yak is just fantastic. And then the other one has a really tight twist, the Tinker Island from String Theory. So the natural and the green, it's very foresty colors. And then I've been eyeballing some other sweaters to knit, but I had a baby boy to knit for. And so I cast on the Peanut, which is a color work vest by Tin Can Knits. So we're both all about the color work Tin Can Knits. This is Cyborg's Craft Room Gray, and I've now promptly forgotten it's Hesiphus. It's a Greek. Yeah, we listened to the pronunciation, and I still can't remember it. It's a Greek guy. And a beautiful gray at that. I was using this as markers. I cast this on at swim lessons this evening, and baby stuff goes fast, yo. And then the red is Madeline Tosh Tarte. So I had Tarte left over from, what did I make with my Tarte? The Harry Potter vest. With the dropped stitches and the cables and the kind of cowl.
I can picture it.
Yeah. Yep. It's out in my project page. Anyway, I had a whole game. This is vintage, and it's very similar in weight. The Tarte is a Madeline Tosh vintage to the DK that is Cyborg's Craft Room DK. I believe it's DK. Yeah, limited DK. But yeah, finished the color work, and now I'm just on the vesty part, and super love it. I was showing Amy if at this point I was like, oh, I don't think it'll fit a baby. Could be a hat. And I might, with this red, I will probably have enough left over that I could make a little color work hat to match. But yeah, I like the way she has her patterns written up. I don't know if you had any thoughts on your color work from Tin Can Knits, but I really liked it. And don't know that I have much to say about that. I thought about making it red with gray contrast, but I'm glad I did the gray with red contrast. And that is that. This is the 6 to 12 month size. Amy and I were both kind of commenting that it looks a little big for a 6-month-old, but it would be kind of, getting bigger in the midsection for a 12-month-old. So
yeah, I mean, and part of me thinks that it could fit like a 4-year-old, because you know.
I have a 4-year-old. I'm pretty sure that this is about a third of the size of my Quentin.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this would not fit around Quentin's midsection.
Very thin for him.
Yeah, I don't know, he's like that big around.
Okay.
Anyway. I have one of those.
Okay.
A 4-year-old boy. Anything else to say about it? Nope. Love the pattern. It's part of the Max and Bodie collection,
That's right.
which has lots of cute little boy knits. Haven't knit something that isn't fingering in a while. Like the 6s and the big yarn are like zoom, and then the 6s kind of made my fingers hurt a little bit because I haven't been knitting bigger yarn on bigger needles. But that is that as far as works in progress that are fit to be shown.
Excellent.
Yeah, I got to a point with that I can't.
I do have some enabling. I asked
Enable me.
the awesome proprietor of the Buffalo Knits yarn truck, 716 Knit, to send me some surprise hedgehog.
Cool.
So I got these two lovelies in the mail. So this is sock yarn from Hedgehog Fibers.
Irish merino.
Yes, in the concrete colorway and the spell colorway. I just basically said that they should look like they would go together into one thing of awesomeness. Otherwise, I didn't give her much to go on. So this is what came.
Purple's a good bet, especially that purple.
But yeah, I had requested it shortly after my vacation to the Wisconsin Dells. I had an extra stash of cash burning a hole in my pocket, and I was like, do you think I could get like a 2-skein kit of hedgehog fibers from your truck? You know, just pick something out for me and send it to me. And she's a wonderful gal, and she sent it to me. These are lovely, and I don't know, vibrant and really pretty, and that wonderfully soft yarn. So now I should definitely get this on the needles.
What you gonna make?
I don't know, but I want it. I want something in this fiber. Or maybe I'll save this and I'll cast on the other thing that I have, like socks or something, right away. Because I have one other skein of this, and it's the only skein.
Does it coordinate?
No.
Okay.
It's got a lot more color variant in it.
More variegated.
Yeah, and the color is pistachio, so it's a very vibrant, weird color.
So you were just trying to make that one not lonely in your stash.
Yeah, pretty much. And then that way that one would hop out of my stash and into something that I could wear.
The hoarding tendency would stop if you had 3 of them. Huh?
I would actually use them if I had more than one. No, I just really wanted some more. And I believe that Miss Jenna had posted a bed full of hedgehog fibers. It was her own personal collection. It wasn't from the shop. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful.
So, yeah.
I got enabled through her picture. And then she said, oh, all of that's mine. There's still other stuff on the truck. And I was like, okay, I need some.
So she was your official Hedgehog Fibers dealer because you knew she had an appreciation for it?
Yes. And I knew she had a lot of the colors, and I don't know. And she had told me that she was getting a fresh shipment in when I emailed her. And so I was like, okay, I'll wait for the fresh shipment, and you can pick colors from the fresh shipment. Yay. Exciting. And I like that they're kind of semi-solid and they're not too crazy. I know that some of the hedgehog fibers can have like a lot of color in them.
The one that I have that's pheasant has like bright pink and earthy oranges and
yeah. So yeah, this will make a very nice item in the future.
Something. If you don't hoard it.
Yeah, it could be a Vaseline.
Yeah, it's a little short on yardage. You could make it thinner.
Yeah.
I've looked at mine as well and getting a coordinating.
Oh yeah, 350 meters.
Yeah.
So yeah, just that's it for enabling. Love it, love it.
Yep, I'm wearing my new t-shirt that Susan sent me, and I can try to get the shop that she got it from. It's not from the $6 tees if you're out there looking, but that's what
She said.
she said, or said she.
Mm-hmm.
But I like it because it's kind of my "that's what she said" inside voice saying that, and then it's also like the mom and me. That's what. I'm a she. And I say it, you know, like that's what.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just like that there's many layers to this onion.
Mm-hmm.
Just like me.
I do believe
and
I've
Shrek.
seen that shirt, or at least that saying, on a few things, and I have
Really?
almost put them in my cart before.
I was completely surprised. I had never seen it and just got the biggest kick out of it. But I've got some yarn coming. We've got an upcoming kit that we're going to have a coupon code and some lovelies to show off from Skano, if you've not gone out and checked them out. But that'll be upcoming, a little preview there. And then this is the part of the show where we normally talk about ZK. The sign-ups go live, already have gone live as of this recording getting published. So this is past Megan and Amy saying if you did go out there and sign up at 8 o'clock in the future for us, but in the past for you, thank you for planning on joining us, and we're looking forward to another fantabulous year.
Yes. The excitement in the threads has really been energizing, and
yeah, normally it's kind of like until we get into the year that it actually is, and folks are excited.
Yeah.
Not to say that past years didn't do a good job of getting excited. It just seems like the excitement has happened earlier this year.
Yeah, a lot earlier.
Yes.
Like people booking hotels before we've even said spots. All right, bye.
Bye.